Here's what we're working on for Fox 59 News Live at 5.
Target eliminated. President Trump calls a strike to take out the top general from Iran, drawing both criticism and praise.
We took action last night to stop a war.
Why one Indiana lawmaker supports the attack and another fears what'll happen next.
Temperatures and visibility dropping here Friday evening as the front passes. The fog is thickening up and there's snow in the forecast too. It's going to feel and look a little bit more like January, but when and for how long? I'll have the answer.
And addressing discrimination, how one state lawmaker is planning to change the rules at school so everyone can feel welcome.
Also, top-tier treatment, the holistic approach to treating drug abuse at this new center so Hoosiers can stay on the road to recovery. Live at 5 starts right now.
From Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 Live at
Under
5.
my leadership, America's policy is unambiguous to terrorists who harm or intend to harm any American. We will find you. We will eliminate you.
Right now, live at 5, President Trump touting the airstrike he ordered to take out a top general from the Iranian-backed terrorist group.
Right now, the president is addressing that strike, speaking live at an event for evangelical Christians. You're looking at live pictures of that event. The president just addressing that military strike here moments ago. Let's listen in.
And he said, and I love him, and I want him to do a terrific job. And I think, hopefully, I've more than exceeded expectations. Robert Jeffress, right? Thank you, Robert. I hope I have.
We'll be monitoring the president's comments as he continues there. The unexpected strike happened overnight near the international airport in Baghdad. Qasim Soleimani is one of the people who died in that attack.
Now, this attack is our top story tonight, live at 5. I'm Dan Spieler.
And I'm Nick McGill. We'll monitor what the president says in this event, bring that to you as soon as we can. First, here's what we know about the strike and the fallout following the attack. The Pentagon announced plans to deploy roughly 3,000 U.S. troops to several regions across the world, including the Middle East and Africa. As you can imagine, this strike is causing deep unrest in the Middle East, particularly in Iraq and Iran. General Soleimani was considered a war hero by some people in those nations, but American intelligence officials says he's believed to be behind the deaths of hundreds of U.S. troops in recent years, as well as this week's assault on the U.S. embassy in Baghdad. Iran's supreme leader is promising, quote, harsh revenge after the attack. The State Department is urging all Americans to leave Iraq immediately.
Well, tonight we're getting reaction from our Indiana lawmakers. Republican Senator Mike Braun called the president's decision to order the strike, quote, courageous, adding that he believes it will protect the United States and its allies. But Indiana Democratic Congressman Andre Carson expressed concern with the military strike, calling it a, quote, disastrous example of the Trump administration's reckless foreign policy. Here's some reaction from the administration tonight.
We want the world to understand that there was, in fact, an imminent attack taking place. The American people should know that this was an intelligence-based assessment that drove this.
Now again, this attack comes just days after protesters rushed the American embassy compound in Baghdad. Trump administration officials say the general from Iran was planning more attacks on Americans. But some members of Congress say they're upset. They feel they were left in the dark on the plans. Some senators are expected to get a briefing sometime next week.
The market having some reactions to this news as well. Oil prices are shooting up after the attack. The U.S. oil futures gained 4.1%. In turn, stocks are falling fast. The Dow is down triple digits, while the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 are also in the red.
All right, now to some breaking news live at 5 here at home. The man you're about to see here will spend the rest of his life in prison for killing a 73-year-old man from Boone County. A judge just sentenced Zachariah Wright for the 2017 death of Max Foster.
Yeah, a jury found him guilty last year of killing Foster while he slept and of stabbing Foster's wife. She was able to escape and run to neighbors. Now, Wright also won't have the possibility of parole as part of his sentence.
All right, lots of news to cover today. We also want to get to our weather because we're tracking a system that could kind of disrupt your weekend plans. We're also seeing a lot of fog right now tonight.
That's right. The city of Indianapolis says it's activating the Snow Force Viewer. So the question is winter here?
Well, I'll tell you what, not to stay, that's
Okay.
for certain, but more a resemblance of a January day coming tomorrow. We do not feel that there will be a lot of snow to come down, but at times there will be bursts of snow or snow showers early Saturday morning. Reminder that it is January. We put together now 15 consecutive days above average, and it's been a stunning start with temperatures here in January topping out near 50 degrees. But there is fog forming. That's the view from Daniels Vineyard. The view from Geist is a foggy one. Haze and fog in Grand Park. The wind is shifting and the cooler air is settling in. We do have raindrops out there. In fact, showers are more numerous over southeastern Indiana. In fact, some areas like Bedford, Seymour, Columbus, Rushville, Greensburg have received upwards of a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain today alone. And most of the rain moved up last night. This is the second wave. Behind the front, the visibility has dropped to a ½ mile in Indianapolis, down to a ½ mile and at times a ¼ mile in Boone County. And our temperatures now at 41 here in our studios. Look at the numbers on the spread. 40 Crawfordsville, 50 Shelbyville, 50 Bedford. Those temperatures continue to lower. It's 44 degrees. The winds are out of the north and west, and the colder air will settle in tonight. Takes on more of a January feel tomorrow. Fog will ease up by tomorrow morning, but it's snow chances that return. Just rain showers around for the foreseeable future, at least through midnight. Tomorrow morning, a different story, snow showers. So we've got fog on Friday, snowy Saturday, but it turns sunny on Sunday. 50-degree temperatures are coming back too. I'll show you when.
All right, Brian, we'll check back in with you a little later. Well, there's a new push by lawmakers in the state capitol to prevent what they call discrimination against students and staff at Indiana schools.
A Democratic state lawmaker just filed a bill that specifically applies to schools participating in the state's voucher program.
Yeah, and this comes after multiple employees at local Catholic schools lost their jobs over contract disputes regarding same-sex marriage.
Fox 59's Kelly Rinke joins us live in the newsroom. Kelly, what is in this new proposal?
Nick and Dan, this is an idea Senator J.D. Ford tried to push last year, and the bill didn't get a hearing. He hopes more experience will help him this session.
My goal is to help make our schools a place where we can foster learning and growth and where our students can feel safe.
In 2018, controversy swirled around Roncalli High School. The school's guidance counselor, Shelley Fitzgerald, lost her job because officials say she violated her contract. She's married to a woman. That decision made by the Catholic school is some of the inspiration behind a bill State Senator J.D. Ford introduced today.
Hardworking teachers and counselors fired just because of who they are, who they love.
Ford says he's trying to prohibit discrimination on campuses, specifically at schools where students can receive state vouchers to offset tuition costs. His legislation says the school may not discriminate against a staff member or student based on a number of things, including gender identity or marital status.
If a school receives public taxpayer dollars, then it's definitely in the General Assembly's purview and jurisdiction to make sure that your money is being spent well and fairly.
According to the bill, if the Department of Education determines the school discriminated against a staff member, the school will become ineligible the next year for the scholarship program. The current state superintendent of public instruction supports this proposal.
We should be respecting, accepting, and treating others with a great deal of love and acceptance.
Last year, Roncalli received more than $1.7 million through the voucher program.
Their own taxpayer dollars used against them in their own termination.
And we did reach out to several Republican lawmakers to hear their opinion of this bill. Those who responded did not want to comment, and we're still waiting to hear back from others. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Kelly Rinke, Fox 59 News.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, right now, 3 people are facing a long list of charges after a crime spree that resulted in 2 deaths and multiple other shootings. Ray Cortopassi joins us now in the studio with a look at the case. And Ray, do I understand this right? Police say the suspects are connected to 13 crimes just here in Marion County?
Yeah, when you say long list, one of the suspects is also charged in the shooting death of a Fishers Police canine, but that is a separate case. This 46-page probable cause affidavit details a careless crime spree late in October here. Police say in just a span of a few hours on October 16th, DeLance Hatcher Rashana Farrow and Richard Garrett were involved in 4 shootings. One of them resulted in the death of Devon Gillespie. Now, Farrow told police that Hatcher killed him because Gillespie had sold him a gun and then stole it back. According to these court documents, Farrow also said that she was in the car when Garrett intentionally hit a pedestrian the next day, October 17th. Farrow said that Garrett celebrated after striking the victim. That man, Anthony Mack, lost his life that night. And another shooting days later, Farrow said Garrett shot a man because he was just looking at them. Police have connected the suspects to all these crimes by using cell phone tower data, analyzing shell casings, and asking witnesses to look at photo arrays.
The biggest thing was we were able to get the weapon. And once we had the weapon at that particular point in time, then we're able to link that back to all these shootings.
Yeah, one of the suspects, Delance Hatcher, was arrested after a robbery in October, on October 18th. Rashana Farrow and Garrett were arrested in November after a chase that ended in the shooting death of the Fishers K-9 officer, Harley. Farrow confessed to being there for most of the crimes, but said she never fired any of those shots. Now, the 3 suspects are facing a long list of charges of murder, criminal recklessness, armed robbery, and battery. That's in addition. On top of the charges 2 of them are facing for the death of Harley. We'll be keeping an eye on their court cases as they move through the system. We'll update you as we learn more, guys.
All right, Ray, thank you. Well, coming up, impeachment impasse. Lawmakers lay out their demands for a possible Senate trial.
Coming up next, the reason there's more uncertainty than there was before the holiday break.
Plus, concerns after Tesla crashes. A deadly incident in Indiana now leading to an investigation. The major fears among some regulators.